Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Vegan Brie. I talk about all things vegan and cruelty free, mainly beauty. And I'm going to use the new Mob Beauty Long Wear Liquid Clay eyeshadows. I have the shade Linen and I have the shade Dusty Rose. And I was part of the Instagram group. I wasn't part of the testing group to name some of these. And they are biodegradable. They are a sustainable brand, cruelty free, vegan. I'm going to use primer on one side and not use primer on the other side. And then I'm also going to be using some other products, but I always use an eyeshadow primer, so I'm kind of nervous, but it's supposed to be like a primer infused. So I'm going to use primer on my right side, but it's like, should I set it or not? I usually do. I'm nervous not to set it because I always set my eyeshadow primer. I'm going to lightly dust it. Just because I want to give this a fair shot. I always crease, so I know it's supposed to be like, you know, crease resistant, but I'm just going to do that, and then I'm not going to use eyeshadow primer on the other side. So I'm just going to use like a setting powder and just lightly, I even do that with the cream clays, which I really like. I have a whole palette and I have a single. I have not tried their shimmers. I want them to come out with, these are good. I want them to come out with shimmers. Okay. So first I'm going to take the shade Linen. And I have swatched them too. Whoop. Okay. And then, should I try using my finger? I have a mirror right here, so don't be alarmed. And they're supposed to be like smoothing. And again, not crease. You have a little bit of play time before they dry down. It isn't looking super dusty. I don't know if you can see. Sometimes with liquid shadows, they look a little dusty, but that just looks really, really good. And it feels smooth too. And then I'm going to use the shade Dusty Rose. I'm going to my sister-in-law and brother-in-law's gender reveal. So I want to use a little, you only need a small amount. And you could use your brush. You can use a brush. But I am going to just lightly use my finger, because why not? Oh, that is so pretty. Very pigmented. You only need a little bit, as you can see. But it is blending out so nice. And you could literally be done there. I am going to use a little bit of a brush just to blend them together so it's not harsh, and this little bit of this line here. I could have just used one dot. But I'm not seeing any. Again, I have oily eyelids. I'm also hooded. I also have hooded lids, if you can see. But that is, and these were not cheap, I will say that. But, and I honestly want everything to come in minis. But that is looking really nice. I was thinking I could use a Linen shade as concealer, but I really don't know. I'm really trying to see if I see any creasing. So far, no. I'm going to do an all-day wear test. Please do not crease, because that would be really annoying. And then I'm going to do this side. I will show you both. I'm going to do this side for my short form content on like TikTok, Instagram, and on Shorts. So with primer and without. 530. So this is the one without primer. I don't know if it's because of the shimmer or it's because I'm wearing Dusty Rose right here, because I don't think I put it here. And then this is with the primer. Or with the primer, without the primer, with primer. But I don't see a lot of creasing. It's just mostly where my shimmer is. So, but I don't crease these shimmers. Definitely could look a lot worse. Like I said, with primer. And then without primer. I'm gonna play around with them again, but this is just my first impression. It has been a fun, long day. Didn't do anything strenuous. I found out I'm having indies, so I'm really excited for my brother-in-law and sister-in-law and our family. So let me show you though the final results. So this is the side with primer. As you can see, there's some creasing, but I don't know if that's from the shimmer because there's no creasing up here, but I think there is some creasing. And this was with the primer. So I think, and I also set my eyeshadow. I think I'm going to set the eyeshadow a little bit prior to adding stuff on top. And then this is the side without the primer. So I'd say about the same, maybe a little less here, but not, and this is me, okay? I have oily hooded lids, as I said a couple times. I just want to emphasize that. And then let me just do swatches on my hand really quick. This is, again, I'm just gonna do a little bit because a little bit goes a long way. This is biodegradable and you can put it in your compost and stuff. So my hands are very dry right now. Dusty rose. And then, you know, you can blend it. It blends in very smooth, and you saw me apply it earlier. It's buildable, and it's, again, it's just very smooth. And then I'll show the shade Linen. So almost my skin tone, but a little bit darker. Let me compare it to my favorite shade, my beloved M107. Okay, so this is definitely darker, warmer. This is still warm. So that is my final, like, this is my first impression. I'm going to play with it more and do a more final review. And also, this is an all day wear test. I'm wearing this, put this on at like 10 and it is 6 right now. So 8 hours. I don't think it's getting any, I don't think it's going to get any better. So yeah, I still like it. I'm just, do I think this is crease proof? No, at least on me, my hooded oily eyelids. So I'll show you one more time with primer and without. So let me know, are you gonna pick these up? They are $25 a piece. Mob Beauty is not a cheap brand. Oh my God, I look like a mess. Mob Beauty is not a cheap brand. They are sustainable, vegan, cruelty-free, and clean. Say what you want about clean, but they don't have any like microplastics or silicones, things like that. You can do more research on them, but they take feedback. You can message them, you can put recommendations. I tell them recommendations all the time. But yeah, I do like these. I'm excited to see what else they're going to come out with. I like the way they're going with this. I believe there's 5 shades, so I will put information down below. And yeah, like I said, let me know if you're going to pick these up. If you're interested in cruelty-free and vegan beauty, makeup reviews, mostly drugstore and indie. My Beauty is an indie brand, as well as project pans and seeing my daily makeup looks on TikTok, Instagram, and on YouTube. I would click subscribe, hype, and like. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.